What's going on, everybody? Got some things I want to show you. I did some shopping this week, and the first and foremost, biggest, bestest thing I got, and what I really should have done a long time ago, is I got a new chair. It's got I guess you can't see that, but the armrests raise up and down. Super awesome. I got it from Staples here in the USA. They were doing like our chairs are up to 50% off deal. And it was super worth it because I was just using a metal folding chair with a cushion on it. So now I feel like I am living the dream, rolling around my little room, bumping into things. So awesome. I highly recommend, as somebody that suffered through an uncomfortable chair that I tried to make comfortable, and now somebody that's spent quite a bit of time in a comfy chair. I like the comfy chair better. So if you haven't and you have the space, upgrade your chair. This chair is much bigger than the folding chair, so there is with some rearranging done this direction, and I'm still working that out because I live in quite a hoard. Another thing I picked up today, well, this weekend, yesterday, Scale 75 Creatures from Hell Fantasy Games paint set. It's your reds, and oranges and yellows. Super awesome, I hope. Scale 75, I do have the Unnatural Flesh set, which I highly recommend. It's what I've been using on my Frankenstein bust, and it is very good. So I wanted the local store I play at, Imperial Outpost Games in Phoenix, Arizona. They just started carrying the set, so the Scale 75. I was one of the people that asked them to get them in, or was hoping they would, voicing my opinion, like, yeah, I think you guys should carry those. So I had to pick one up, and I'll probably pick up another one next week or so. Probably one in the blues range. For gaming pieces, would suggest the Fantasy and Games line from Scale 75 over the just Scale Color Scale 75. Because these ones have high durability, on the box, high durability paint, valid for brush and airbrush, and brighter color range, which a lot of times is what we're using for like sci-fi miniatures. Unless you paint, a lot of historical busts and things, you're probably going to want to crank up the saturation of brighter colors. And you can always tone those down, but I think you're going to get some real nice and unique looks. Plus, the more matte paint is, which is what Scale 75 is kind of famous for among painters on social media and YouTube. Is YouTube a social media? I don't know. I guess kinda. But it's famous because it's so matte, right? It's a very matte color, it's matte paint, and it thins well. It would be the real reason you should buy it. But the problem with the scale colors, it's so matte, it means it doesn't have any like protective quality to it, so it's not good for a gaming piece like a board game or a war game, because, well, you could make sure you definitely varnish if you do use it. That's all I'm saying. These are high durability or higher durability, so they're safe, and then with the varnish they should be very safe for war games and board games. Perfect. The another thing that's good with Scale 75 is they thin very well with water. So you can thin them all the way down to very thin consistencies. I use a little water dropper, kind of like an old timey ketchup squeezer. I guess, if you had some balsamic vinegar glaze, keep the bottle. But Scale 75 paints thin very well with water. And you can use Flow Aid or Flow Improver or whatever too, medium. But they maintain their color. The paint doesn't break. So a lot of times when you thin a paint too much with water, the pigment starts separating from the medium, and it starts spotting. It leaves a weird staining effect. Like the pigment is pushed to just the rims of the puddle of where you did your brush stroke. So these ones can be thinned and still maintain a very kind of creamy buttermilk quality with decent coverage. So very nice. Scale 75, Fantasy and Games, check them out. from a buddy at the game store, I picked up Kairos Fate Weaver. You have not seen my Scar brand yet. I haven't been able to quite film a video of him yet, but I don't own the new Bloodthirster, I don't own the new Lord of Change, and I don't own the new Nurgle Great Unclean one, but I do own Scar brand, and now I own Kairos Fate Weaver, so I guess I need to keep my eyes peeled for Rotigus. So super fun to paint him. Got a great deal on him, so very happy about that. And then last, I also got some more WizKids and Bones miniatures. They're up there. I've just been kind of pulling them down to add to my painting queue. But last but not least, I picked up this, the Robart paint shaker. So it was a little expensive. It was like $50, which is probably a little more than some people want to spend on paint shaking. But one thing with like Scale 75 and Army Painter, people think they're bad paint sometimes because they're a gel medium. So the problem actually, what's happening is you're not shaking them enough, and they're separating, and because of that gel medium, when you shake them, like they're not mixing correctly in the tube before you squeeze them out on your palette or in your little cups or whatever. So this was a super good investment for me. And also, there's a couple things. One, it sucks shaking a lot of paint, and we have a lot, and you're like I've been doing lately is bouncing between a bunch of different things, so constantly opening things. It's kind of a pain, especially with Scale 75 and Army paints. Vallejo and Citadel are usually good, but to just shake by hand. But even like an older Citadel pot that starts to kind of gum up, you can feel it, right? You don't even hear it moving. And then another thing, it's actually super annoying when you're like shaking a paint and then somebody makes like a you're jerking off kind of joke. So not super annoying, but it's like that's what she said of painting. So pretty lame. If you're doing that, stop. It's sad, and you're too old to be doing that. So anyway, the paint shaker comes with the little I'm gonna knock over something. Comes with the little like rubber band thing that hooks on, and you just wrap it over whatever size paint. Within reason, it can hold some different size tubes, but like it can't do this. But so you just strap it in. They do sell extra little bands, so I assume these are going to break at some point. They only came with one, which is unfortunate, but it's literally pretty simple. The Robart Hobby Paint Shaker, one button, on, off. And you can just, I don't think there's any kind of timer, it just plugs in. Here's the statistics on the back, if you want to look at those. And it just shakes your paint, right? You can put an agitator in there too, like a little metal ball that's not going to rust or anything, or a glass bead, or just go on eBay. I'll put a link or whatever, but look for like agitators for like nail polish, and that should be good. And yeah, it's a little loud for like late night, but if you have like 4 paints you're gonna probably use that session or whatever, or you're working on one and you think you're gonna move to another color next, you can just put it on, pull. I mean, it's just whoop whoop. It's a switch. It takes no effort, and pretty cool. So super happy about that. The price of $50 is a little rough. If it lasts a long time, like forever, then it's fine, right? Even if it lasts a year, it's probably okay. I'm hoping for like 2 or 3 years out of it, but that'd be like forever before you probably come up with another solution. But I have seen people make things off of like jigsaws, and one guy said he puts his paint in a towel and like swings it, which also seems like an okay idea. But definitely check out the Robart Paint Shaker if you get a chance. And that's about all I got for right now. I am in super hobby mode. I painted until 5 in the morning last night. I painted until 4 in the morning the night before. That would be Friday, Saturday, tonight's Sunday. And it's been a good time. Although I was not too into it today. But I'm back at it right now, late at night. It's about 11 o'clock at night, Sunday. So if you get a chance, please subscribe. You're not losing anything except for all the great times we're having over here if you don't. But so I suggest you do subscribe. Scale Colors Fantasy Game Series, very cool paint. Kairos Fate Weaver, someday soon. Paint Shaker, maybe unnecessary, but I'm super happy to have it.